Dr. T.V. Geeta, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, College of Engineering, Anna University, Chennai. Her special interests are artificial intelligence and natural language processing. She has published more than 143 articles in national and international journals. She has guided around 12 PhD students. She has also won many awards, which include Young Scientist Award in 2000, Chief Minister's Special Mention Award in 2002, and Women of Excellence by Rotary Club in 2003.
Welcome to the UGC lecture series. In this lecture, we are going to talk a little more in detail about some interesting graph algorithms, and here we are going to look at the shortest path algorithm and the minimum spanning tree algorithm. Now, if you remember, we have already spoken about graphs. In graphs, what we have are nodes and are called vertices and edges, which are nothing but the connection between the vertices, and obviously shortest path and minimum spanning tree comes into the picture when we are talking about weighted graphs. You remember what a weighted graph is? It is the weight that we associated with an edge which connects vertex vi to vertex vj, algorithm that we will be talking about. Before that, when we take any weighted graph, we have to talk about three things, three algorithms we can design. One is you are given a specially designated node or vertex called the source, and another specially designated node called the destination, and we want to travel from the source to the destination, and for that we want to find the minimum distance or the shortest path. So, that is one way of looking at the graph algorithm, shortest path algorithm. The next is, given a source, we want to find the shortest path to all other nodes in the graph, that is another problem. The third problem is we want to find the shortest path from every node to every other node. So, these are the three problems that you normally tackle when we talk about weighted graphs. And obviously, this weight that we are talking about can be associated with a distance, which case shortest path makes sense. It could be cost, in which case minimum cost would be what we want to achieve. So, it could be associated with the distance, cost, it depends on the application and what mapping you do to the application. For example, some application is to find the shortest route from one city to another through air flights, or it could be to find the shortest path between one component of an electronic circuit and another component of an electronic circuit, and so on. So, let us look at some of these shortest path algorithms. We are first going to look at an algorithm called the Prim's algorithm. Now, Prim's algorithm is a greedy algorithm. You remember there are other greedy algorithms we looked at. This is a greedy algorithm. What is the meaning of a greedy algorithm? It is to say that from a particular node you go to, now your aim is to achieve the shortest path. We will assume distance for understanding sake. So, our aim is to achieve the shortest path. Now, when we talk about shortest path, from a node I will look at all the neighbors, and the neighbor which I can arrive at with the shortest distance is the neighbor I choose. So, it is a localized maximization, and that is why it is called a greedy algorithm. The Prim algorithm will start at a source vertex and grow a single tree. So, what we are trying to do here is that we are trying to find the distance between the vertex, a source vertex, and all other nodes in the tree, vertices in the tree. So, at each step we choose a vertex which will connect to the growing tree that does not create a cycle, this is important, and whose connecting edge adds the least weight to the growing tree. This is why, because it selects the edge which has the least weight, it is called a greedy algorithm. So, at each step I will repeat again, choose a vertex, you have to choose a, so you are in a, okay, we first the tree that we growing tree we talk about, it will be only the source node. From the source node you choose a vertex to travel to that does not create a cycle, in this case it does not make sense, does not create a cycle, and at the same time has got the least distance. The actual algorithm will be implemented as a weighted shortest path algorithm, except that the key for the vertex is the weight of the shortest edge connecting it directly to the growing tree. So, here the what we are trying to talk about as vertex will be the weight of the shortest edge connecting it. So, let us look at the Kruskal also developed a greedy algorithm. This was for minimum spanning tree. Here you choose the smallest weightage not yet considered. It does not form a cycle with edges already in the minimum spanning tree, then you put it in the spanning tree. So, let us look at the Prim's algorithm. Now, you pick a vertex R to be the root, one of the vertices. Here E has been selected at that vertex, set dr is equal to 0, okay, the distance of R is equal to 0, and since this you are selecting as a root vertex, it does not have any parent. So, the parent of R is equal to null. Now, for all vertices V belonging to V, remember capital V is the set of all vertices and which is not equal to R, that is all vertices in the graph excepting E, set the distance of V to be infinity initially. So, that is this step. So, you have put E to be equal to 0, that is this step, the parent equal to null, that is this step, and then for all other vertices you have A, B, C, D here, put the distance of that vertex to be infinity. Then you insert all the vertices into the priority QP, let us take this as the priority Q, using the distances that you have put as key. So, here there is no priority, A, B, C, D all will be put in the Q. So, that is the next step. So, Prim's algorithm finds a minimum cost spanning tree by selecting edges from the graph one by one as follows. It starts with a tree T consisting of the starting vertex x, in our case E, then it adds the shortest edge emanating from x that connects T to the rest of the graph. It then moves to the added vertex and repeats the process. So, what you have as input is a graph G which consists of vertices and edges. Let T be a tree consisting only of the starting vertex x, that is initially you start with only the starting vertex x. Then while T has fewer than, that means you have the number of vertices. So, in our case, in our previous case we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as long as you have T has less than 5 vertices, that means you have taken care of, you have not taken care of all the vertices. Find the smallest edge connecting T to the original graph minus T and add it to T. So, this is our algorithm. So, let us look at this. Now, you take A is the vertex that we want to consider. Okay. So, you take A, put A is equal to 0, then all the other vertices B, C, D, E, F all are put as infinity. So, that is the first step, initialization of the tree of T. So, T now contains A and its value is 0. Now, you take, this is the weight and this is the vertex. So, now you take B. Now, B's parent is A, C's parent is A and D's parent is also A and E's parent is D, F's parent is E. Now, if you look here, you can actually do for all the nodes. I mean, from C, A can be the parent, B can be the parent, and D can be the parent. I will come to that later. Now, the first step that you do is you now all these are infinity. Now, you select one of the nodes. So, let us take 13 B. Okay. Now, B's parent is A and the distance that you have travelled is 13. So, that is the next step. And from A to B is 13, A to C is 8, A to D is 1, A to E is, you do not have a direct node. So, you put infinity, it does not change, A to F is also infinity. So, the least that you have here is 1. So, that is the one you select. So, you select D 1 and its parent you put as equal to A. So, that is the first link that you will select. Okay. Now, you take, now it should not form a cycle, remember. So, from D you check for, that is why here you do not have an entry. So, from D here also you do not have an entry, these two are now in the, this is your graph that you finish after the that step, okay, after selection of D. Now, go from D, D to B, D to D to B, D to C is 5, D to, oh, okay, this remains as 13 because you do not have any link from A and D. from A you have a link to 13, from D you do not have a link to B. So, it remains at whatever its previous value was. So, you leave it. So, from D you have C which is 5, D to D you do not have to consider, D, E is 4 and F is 5. So, you have 13, 5, 4, 5. So, 4 is the lowest. So, from 4 you select E, that is 4, and its parent you put as equal to D. So, now what has happened? You have selected A, D and E, those are the 3 edges you have selected. So, that is over. Next you take E, from E you do not have anything to B. So, let it remain as it is. To C you have 3 and to F you have 2. So, now the lowest is 2. So, select 2, that is this, and that is parent you put equal to E. Now, you have F. Now, in F you have in F you can go to E, but E has already been taken care of. You can go to D, already taken care of. So, nothing is there, this remains as it is. So, 13 and 3. So, next you take 3, so this 3 and its parent is E. So, that is what you have here, its parent is E. So, now you have selected A, D, E, F, yes F, and then you have selected C. Okay. Now, what happens? All the edges have been selected. So, this is your minimum cost spanning tree. So, this is the example of the minimum cost spanning tree. So, let me go to the algorithm. So, again let us repeat. So, what we did, we select, what did we do actually conceptually, what did we do? Okay. Let T be a tree consisting only of the starting vertex. So, that is the starting vertex. Then, well, T has fewer than 4 edges. Now, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fewer than 6 edges, it now has only 1. You do this, find the smallest edge connecting T to G minus T. So, please note here, when I say connecting, you have only A. So, this is your G. So, this is your G minus T. So, B, C, D, E, F, you find out which is the smallest one connecting to A. So, in this case, because it is only a single vertex, D is the one. So, that is why you select D. Now, next when you do, you select A, D is your G, T, and B, C, D, E, F is your G minus T. So, you must select something that connects A to one of these nodes or D to one of these nodes. So, A to B is 13. So, here you are, B to A is 13, here you do not have a direct thing. So, from these 4 you will select, that is A and D, okay. So, it could be any of this, you will select D, that is over. So, you can't form a cycle. So, these 4 you will select 4. So, that is what you select this. Then, so that is over. So, now you have selected A, D, E. From E you have F is lowest. So, that is selected. Now, you have A, D, E, F. From there, from any other node the lowest is F, D you should not do because it will form a cycle. So, you have E, C. So, that is what you select. So, this is over. So, this is the algorithm. Now, you talk about the Prim-Jarnac algorithm. We pick an arbitrary vertex S and we grow the minimum spanning tree as a cloud of vertices starting from S. So, we store with each vertex V a label D of V, the smallest weight of an edge connecting V to the vertex in the cloud. So, let us take this small thing, at each step we add to the cloud the vertex U outside the cloud with the smallest distance label. We update the labels of the vertices adjacent to U. So, let us take this example. This just shows that this is your cloud, okay, this is your cloud. Now, from here you can go to this, okay, and from here you can go to this. Now, this is the lowest distance, from any other node it has higher distance. So, you remove those 3. So, only this is maintained. Similarly, to this node let us take, from here you have this and this are higher. So, remove that. So, like that we update the numbers which are adjacent. So, let us again look at the Prim's algorithm. While P is not empty, okay, select the next vertex U to add to the tree. So, U is equal to P delete min. So, that is what we did. Then update the vertex of each vertex W adjacent to U which is not in the tree, and if the weight is less than that you update the weight. So, you are going to look at a priority queue to reflect this distance, how the actual algorithm is retained. So, now let us take a small break before we come back to the algorithm. Welcome back after the break. Now, before the break we were talking about the shortest path algorithm and the Prim's algorithm. So, now I am going to quickly look at how to implement the Prim algorithm, what is the data structure we will use for that. Now, remember long back we had studied something called the priority queue. Now, this Prim's algorithm is very well implemented using a priority queue. So, the algorithm is as follows: you select the next vertex u to add to the tree, and so this is the one that you want to add to the graph. Then when you add that, you update the vertex w adjacent to you, which is not already in the tree, and then if it is less than, you make this a new parent, the new weight, and then update the priority queue to reflect this new distance. So, remember we started with an algorithm. This is a small example. So, you had E, initialization is E is equal to 0, parent is equal to null, and make all these equal to infinity. So, that is the first step. In the next step, what you do is, now from E you have D4, C5 and B5. So, that is what you put here, and at that point all these 3 have E as the parent. So, the minimum spanning tree initially consists of the vertex E, and we update the distance and parent for its adjacent matrices. So, that is what we do. Then now we have from there, please note the lowest is D. So, we select D. So, you go there. So, we have selected D. So, D is selected, and now you have from D and E you have to check. From D you have A is 2, B is 6, this is 4. Now, from E this was 5, from D it is 4. So, update the C to 4. Then from E it was 5, from D it is 6. So, B remains at 5, and then here you have an additional node which you could not go from E, which is A, which you put as 2. So, this is the new updated one. Now, what you do, you are going to go from D to A. So, A's parent is D, okay, A's parent is D, and that you update, and this remains as it is. Now, what you have? You have E, D and A, that is your thing. From E's parent is 0, D's parent is E, A's parent is D. So, with that these 3, now you have from A it is 5, from D it is 4. So, C remains at 4. So, you go there. So, C remains at 4. From A it is 9 to B 5, 6. So, it remains as 5, and so that is it. Those are the 2 vertices we still have. So, now which is the lowest? C is the lowest. Now, C is lowest for D is the parent. So, C now gets D as the parent, and now you have C. So, now the rest is B. From E it is 5, this is the lowest. So, next is B. So, B's parent is E. So, that is the vertex. So, the thing is E, D, this, then you have this and this, that is your minimum spanning tree. So, here we have used a priority queue. You remember what a priority queue was? Please note here 0, this is the order because it is sorted according to from lower to highest. You want to take the minimum weight, so you sort it accordingly. Here it is sorted again, here again it is sorted, here 2 is the lower, then 2 is removed, now 4 is the lower, and so on. So, 5 is the lower, that is what is taken. So, typical application of a priority queue. So, the running time of a Prim's algorithm without the heaps is approximately initialization of the priority queue is of the order of number of nodes vertices in the graph, and the loop which you update is called as many nodes as you have, vertices you have. You choose the vertex with minimum cost edge, that will take approximately of the order of V. And updating distance values of unconnected vertices, each vertex is considered only once during the entire execution for a total of how many ever edges you have. So, the overall cost without heaps would be approximately of the order of number of edges plus number of vertices, squared. When heaps are used, okay, same analysis as for the Dijkstra algorithm. So, the alternate implementation, as with Dijkstra's algorithm, the key issue is determining which which vertex is the closest to what you have already done, and the alternative is to use an priority queue. Running times to the 2 implementations are identical to the corresponding Dijkstra's, only thing here we are looking at minimum weight. Now, the Prim-Jarnik's algorithm, a priority queue stores the vertices outside the cloud. So, key distance element is vertex, And locator based methods, insert k comma e returns the locator, replace k I comma k changes the key. Remember, we had to change the key when additional node is added. We store 3 labels with each vertex, the distance, the parent edge and the locator in the priority queue, where in the priority queue it is. So, this is the final algorithm. Q is the new heap based priority queue, S is a vertex of G. Then for all the vertex V of the G vertices, that is the number of vertices in G, if V is equal to S, set the distance, that is this for the first one, set the distance V comma 0, else because you have given a source vertex, set the distance V equal to infinity, this is the initialization. Then set the parent of that V to be equal to null, this is for setting the source. Then I is equal to Q insert get distance V comma V, select the locator, and while the queue is not empty, you take the minimum element. This minimum element is directly done because you are using a priority queue, and for all edges that are incident on that vertex, you find out what is the opposite vertex, that is Z is the opposite of that edge, then find out that weight, and if this weight is less than the G's weight, then the set the distance now to be equal to the new distance, set the parent to be equal to the new Z, and then replace the key with the locator. So, let us take an example again. So, you start here, this is your initialization, let us assume this is your S node. Now, look here, this is 0, then here we have put 2, okay, 7 and 8. Look, we are associating with each node the distance. So, 2, 8, 7, all these are put as these two are put as infinity because there is no direct path from A. Now, according to our algorithm, we have to choose the least. So, 7, 2, 8, these are the 3. So, and infinity, infinity. So, in the priority queue, this 2 B with 2 associated with the B the least. So, you choose B. So, now this forms a new cloud. Okay. Now, from this B, okay, you are going to see the other nodes. So, from B to C is 5, from A to C is 8. So, now this 8 gets updated to 5 and this edge is removed from the minimum spanning tree. So, this becomes 5. Now, you take this from 2, this was infinity, now you have a distance 7. So, this becomes 7. Then from C to E is 8, but A to E is 7. So, this 7 remains as it is. To F there is no direct path from A to B. So, that remains as infinity. So, we have updated this D from infinity to 7, we have updated the C from 8 to 5, this E we have not updated. So, this is the addition of B and the updation of the weights. Okay. Now, you go to the next step. Now, you have to choose the least, you have C5, D7, F infinity, E7. So, C5 obviously is the lowest. So, that is included in the cloud. Okay. So, you have this. Now, from C to D is 9, but from B to D is 7. So, this 9 does not come into the picture, you can remove it, the 7 does not change in other words because of C's inclusion. C to E is 8, that also does not come into the picture because you have already got A to E is 7. So, this also does not come into the picture. So, D and E remain as it is. F there is no path from C. So, this remains as infinity. So, C's inclusion does not change the weights of D, E or F. Okay. In fact, it removes these two edges because they are not to be considered, this is not the minimum to D and E from this graph. Now, you have to choose between 7, E and F, you can choose either D or E, I will choose D. So, this becomes a new cloud, this becomes a new cloud. Now, from D to F it is 4, so this infinity changes to 4. From D to E there is no path, so this E remains as it is. Now, you have F4 and E7, so next you will choose F, you choose F. Okay. So, that is it. Then now what happens, from F to E is 3. So, now E's value changes from 7 to 3. So, this 7 is also removed. So, now you have this E which is 3. So, now my spanning tree is A, B, C, D, E, all these edges are removed because they give longer distances to the E from the starting vertex. So, this is the algorithm. So, again to go through the implementation again, all vertices are marked as not visited initially. Any vertex you like is chosen as the starting vertex and is marked as visited. So, for that visited you define a cluster C. Then you take the smallest weighted edge between any vertex v and I mean between the vertex v and any of the other vertex u, which connects the vertex v inside the cluster. Please note what we are trying by this is, when you are doing this, you choose one which is inside, these two vertices now form the cluster, here these 3, here these 4. So, all those are considered, with another vertex u outside the cluster. So, we are differentiating between two things, one is a cluster or a cloud, and one all the vertices are inside the cluster and outside the cluster, and the smallest weighted edge between. So, when we say v, in this case v means these 3, any of these 3, and u means any of these 3. So, you have to choose from any of this to any of this, for that only you are updating. So, remember from here we have chosen 7, 7 f, of course this both are same. So, we chose D. So, D is now our u and V is our B actually, though C was latest chosen. So, is chosen, the process repeated until a spanning tree is formed. So, again you will have to choose another vertex as starting and keep on going. So, let us take this example, A is the starting one. So, we could delete these edges because die-star label D of u for each vertex is outside the cluster. So, what I do is I choose this because this is the lowest compared to 4, 6, 5, 2, this is the lowest. So, I choose that, the rest are removed because from A these 3 are not needed. So, these 3 are removed. Then I go from E, I have to choose from E, what I have is 3, 1 and 4. So, only 1 is needed, the rest are not needed. So, that is left. Okay. From D I can choose F or I can choose this, one of these both are same. So, I choose this, so that is removed. Then from F I choose 3 or 2, but 2 is the best one, and then this. So, I will repeat again. From A I look at 4, 2, 6 and 5, 2 is the one that is the least. So, I choose that, then I remove these 3 because from A these 3 does not make sense. Now, from E I have 3, 1 and 4. So, I remove 1. So, that is over. From here I have 2 and 2, I can have chosen any one, I chose F. So, this is there. So, this then from F I, now remember these 4 are there, the least is 2, 3, 3. So, I choose 2 and remove this, B has already been accounted for. This does not have any other, from no other place I have. So, I choose this. So, this is the minimum spanning tree. So, graph operation, minimum incident edges is called once for each vertex, labeling operation that you have to do, and that takes about degree of Z. How many ever vertices Z has, that much it takes, and the labeling setting it takes, finding it takes degree Z this. The priority queue operations, vertex is inserted once and removed once from the priority queue, which approximately takes order of log n, and the key vertex, the priority queue is modified at most degree w times, where each key changes according to this. So, this takes approximately n plus m log n time, provided the graph is represented by the adjacency list structure. Remember, when we were talking about graph, we had 3 types of representation: edge list, adjacency list and adjacency matrix. We have to choose the adjacency list, that is the best. So, the running time is approximately of the order of m log n, where m is the twice the degree, and since the graph is connected. So, that gives us a full view of the Prim's algorithm, where we looked at how to find a minimum spanning tree using both a priority queue and a heap, and we saw what was the analysis of the algorithm. So, in this lecture we have spoken about one of the important graph algorithm for shortest path or minimum spanning tree, which was called the Prim's algorithm, and the Prim's algorithm mainly used a priority queue, and it used the minimum from a graph or tree already formed. It tried to find from that, in any node in that tree, what is the node that had the least weight or least distance, and then try to add that node to the existing tree, sort of growing the tree. Okay, that was the Prim's algorithm. And let us try some problems. I want to ask you 1 or 2 questions. One is why should a priority queue be used when you are implementing the Prim algorithm. So, you have to explain that clearly, and then I want you to simulate the Prim's algorithm given the following graph. The graph is as shown here, and here I have given you the number of vertices I have given you are much more than what I have taken as example, but what I want you to do is I want you to write that data structure, that is where I start with any node you can start at. So, for example, you can start at A and then you want to grow you want to find the minimum spanning tree, you take A, simulate the priority queue as well as the parent information, both you simulate and try to find the minimum spanning tree using the Prim's algorithm. So, that is what we have done in this lecture. Thank you.